Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and looking at my 04 Cobra Terminator. I got a Whipple supercharger, 600 horsepower, and believe it or not, it's on the stock clutch. I'm surprised it's actually held. It probably has slipped a little bit, but listen to this throwout bearing. So knowing that I needed to do at least a throwout bearing, that also makes you want to do the retainer sleeve. On the T56, it's very common for the retainer sleeve to crack and cause some trouble. And I have great videos on this already, so check the video description on Justin SVT's Cobra. We pulled the transmission out. I have full walkthrough on removing the transmission, installing the clutch, and doing the new retainer sleeve, which requires taking the front cover off of the T56. And so I'll put the link to that in the video description. And with this, since I'm already going to do this and take the front cover off, this is the time to upgrade to a 26 spline input shaft. So as you see, the front cover comes off pretty easy, and as you remove this, it completely exposes everything that you need. Right there you can see he's holding the input shaft. So right there's the 10 spline one. It's a great idea to upgrade to the 26 spline one, and so you have more contact area. Instead of the clutch grabbing in 10 spots on that shaft, it's grabbing in 26 different places, and it's a stronger shaft. So with this, there's some shimming that's involved for both the 26 spline input shaft itself and the counter shaft. You know, it's always a good idea to drop a new retainer sleeve in here and pound it in. But here's my thought process. I was thinking I could do another 10 spline clutch, and the problem with that is at 600 horsepower and a stock clutch, you're more likely to have the clutch end up slipping rather than break your transmission. It's almost a fail-safe for your transmission to have a weak clutch that might slip. So now if I went to a 10 spline clutch that was better than the factory one, I might end up breaking that input shaft. And it's been known to happen, not only dropping it at the track, but hard shifts into third. Okay, so you put a lot of pressure on that input shaft. So it's a great time to do that, and so I went ahead and ordered a new input shaft, the 26 spline one, and I'll do other videos of my experiences with that and which shaft and everything like that, especially once it arrives. But I wanted to share with you the other parts that I got and why I got them. So starting out, I got a few throwout bearings and pilot bearings, but the main decision was what clutch. And so I decided to go with the McLeod RXT twin disc 26 spline input shaft and get that with the aluminum flywheel. I like the aluminum flywheel just because the rotating mass is a little bit easier. That's what Cobra's came with, was an aluminum flywheel. And so I kind of wanted to keep it true to that too. Now with that said, McLeod's aluminum flywheel, from what I hear, might even be a little bit thicker. And so that's going to make some different adjustments that's going to be needed with the pivot ball stud and setting all that up. So I'm really doing a lot of research and wanting to get a lot of good information out there that this can be the go-to video for when you're installing a 26 spline input shaft into your T56. And so the other videos I have pretty much get you there, but this one's going to really be in-depth on actually shimming and the pivot ball length and what I did to make it work and all that. Now, it will be a little difficult because for those of you who don't know, the T56 Magnum actually isn't really a T56. They named it that more for publicity so that people would associate it with a tried and true T56, but the Magnum's actually the TR6060. So there are some differences. 26 spline input shaft from that Magnum will not work in the Cobra's T56, and so there's a lot of information to go through, and I'll do my best to cover it. And so just stay tuned. I'll try to make videos on this and using a dial indicator and everything along the way, just like the rest of the videos. Anyway, just wanted to share some of the parts that are coming up. I was a little nervous to make a video. They shipped today, so except for the input shaft, that's from another company. So I have to wait and make sure I actually get all the parts, and I don't want to jump the gun and get everybody excited that these videos are coming out and then have things fall through. But with the majority of it shipping, we're gonna do it. So anyway, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, and check the video description where I have the playlist on all these. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.